Hello everyone. Let's start with the next set of questions. Question number 21. You have one GCP account running in your default region and zone, and another account running in a non default region and zone. You want to start a new compute engine instance in these two Google Cloud Platform accounts using the combined line interface. What should you do? Option A, create two configurations using cloud config configurations, create name, run gcloud config configurations, activate name to switch between accounts when running the commands to start the compute engine instances. Option B, create two configurations using gcloud config configurations, create name, run cloud configurations list to start the compute engine instance. C, activate two configurations using gcloud configurations, activate name, run gcloud config list to start the compute engine instances. Option D, activate two configurations using gcloud configurations, activate name, run gcloud configurations list to start the compute engine instances. Option A is the correct answer. Question number 22. You significantly changed a complex deployment manager template and want to confirm that the dependencies of all defined resources are properly made before committing it to the project. You want the most rapid feedback on your changes. What should you do? Option A, use granular logging statements with a deployment manager template authored in Python. Option B, monitor activity of the deployment manager execution on the stack driver logging page of the GCP console. Option C, execute the deployment manager template against a separate project with the same configuration and monitor for failures. Option D, execute the deployment manager template using the preview option in the same project and observe the state of independent resources. Option D is the correct answer. Question number 23. You have a project for your App Engine application that serves a development environment. The required testing has succeeded, and you want to create a new project to serve as your production environment. What should you do? Option A, use gcloud to create the new project and then deploy your application to the new project. Option B, use gcloud to create the new project and copy the deployed application to the new project. Option C, create a deployment manager configuration file that copies the current app engine deployment into a new project. Option D, deploy your application again using gcloud and specify the project parameter with the new project name to create the new project. Option A is the correct answer. You need to configure IAM access audit logging in BigQuery for external auditors. You want to follow Google recommended practices. What should you do? Option A, add auditors group to the logging viewer and BigQuery data viewer. Predefine IAM roles. Option B, add the auditors group to two new custom IAM roles. Option C, add the auditor user accounts to the logging viewer and BigQuery data viewer. Predefined IAM roles. Option D, add the auditor user accounts to two new custom IAM roles. So option A is the correct one. Question number 25. You need to set up permission for a set of compute engine instances to enable them to write data into particular clouds storage bucket. You want to follow Google recommended practices. What should you do? Option A, create a service account with an access scope. Use the access scope dev storage dot write underscore only. Create a service account with a access scope. Use access scope cloud platform. Option C, create a service account and add it to the IAM role storage dot object creation creator for that bucket. Option D, create a service account and add it to the IAM role storage dot object admin for that bucket. Option C is the correct one. Question number 26. You have sensitive data stored in three cloud storage buckets and have enabled data access login. You want to verify activities for a particular user for these buckets using the fewest possible steps. You need to verify the addition of metadata labels and which files have been viewed from those buckets. What should you do? Option A, using the GCP console, filter the activity log to view the information. Option B, using the GCP console, filter the stack driver log to view the information. Option C, view the bucket in the storage section of the GCP console. Option D, create a trace in stack driver to view the information. Option is the correct answer. Using GCP console, filter activity log to view the information. Question number 27. You are the project owner of a GCP project and want to delegate control to colleagues to manage buckets and files in cloud storage. You want to follow Google recommended practice. Which IAM role should you grant your colleague? A. Project editor. B. Storage admin. C. Storage update admin. D. Storage object creator. Option B, storage admin. Question number 28. You have an object in a cloud storage bucket that you want to share with the external company. The object contains sensitive data. You want access to the content to be removed after 4 hours. The external company does not have a Google account to which you can grant permission specific user based access privileges. You want to use the most secure method that requires the fewest step. What should you do? A. Create a signed URL with a 4-hour expiration and share the URL with the company. B. Set object access to public and use object lifecycle management to remove the object after 4 hours. C. Configure the storage bucket as static website and furnish the object's URL to the company. Delete the object from the storage bucket after 4 hours. D. Create a new cloud storage bucket specifically for the external company to access. Copy the object to the bucket. Delete the bucket after 4 hours have passed. Option A is the correct answer. Question number 29. You are creating a Google Kubernetes engine cluster with a cluster autoscaler feature enabled. You need to make sure that each node of the cluster will run a monitoring pod that sends container metrics to third party monitoring solution. What should you do? Option A, deploy the monitoring pod in stateful object. B, deploy the monitoring pod in daemon set object. C, reference the monitoring pod in deployment object. D. Reference the monitoring pod in cluster initializer at the GKE cluster creation time. B is the correct answer. Question number 30. You want to send and consume cloud PubSub messages from your App Engine application. The cloud PubSub API is currently disabled. You will use a service account to authenticate your application to the API. You want to make sure your application can use Cloud PubSub. What should you do? A. Enable the Cloud PubSub API in the API library on the GCP console. B. Rely on the automatic enablement of the Cloud PubSub when the service account accesses it. C. Use the deployment manager to deploy your application. Rely on the automatic enablement of all APIs used by the application being deployed. D. Grant the App Engine default service account the role of Cloud PubSub admin. Have your application enable the API on the first connection to Cloud PubSub. Option A is the correct answer.